So today I'll be checking my engine air filter. Yesterday I did my oil change and oil filter change by myself, and it was a lot easier than I thought, or a lot easier than most cars, because this car, 2019 Lincoln Nautilus Reserve Edition, is so modern and ahead of its time that they make this thing so easy. Like the oil plug underneath the car, you don't have to use a wrench or any tool to open it. You can just twist it. And once it clicks open, it's really open. So again, I don't even need a ramp to do that job. I can just reach under the car and unplug that. But I put this car on a ramp because I wanted to incline the car so that the whole oil would drain out. So it wasn't so that I can access the oil plug. I can access it without really tilting the car. As a matter of fact, my driveway has a gradient of some sort, so it bends like this. So if I leave the car on the driveway, I'll be able to do that and still have the angle of inclination to drain the oil without having to put this car on a ramp. So going forward, I may not need a ramp to do that job. Okay, so let's open this. All right. So everything is so easy with this car. I know in the 2019 Select or base model of this car, the engine air filter is on the other side. But in this car, it's right here. It's just right there. So I usually liken cars to the human respiratory system. And to be honest, whether you like it or not, whether you know this or not, you better know now. Cars are built very, 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 very similar to the human respiratory system. I will explain. So the brain box and the battery can serve as the electrical system of the car, correct? And that could also be the synonym to the nervous system in the human body, the brain and the spinal cord, right? And, there's a whole meshwork of wires and electricals all over this car, right? So that's like the brain and the nervous system. There is the respiratory system, and it is in two ways. There is one in the engine bay, and there's one in the cabin. So in the engine bay, you have the intake and, of course, the engine air filter. So this is like the nose, and these are the two nostrils, pretty much. And of course, you have the fluids, the circulatory system, and the engine itself, right there under this beautiful Lincoln cover. It's like the cardiovascular system, pumps oil, pumps gas or fuel, as it were. And that's how it works, okay? I opened the garage so that we have more light flowing in. So there is also the musculoskeletal system, which includes the tire, which is, interestingly, the only thing that makes contact with the ground while you drive. So it's like your foot pads, like your foot, underneath your foot, right? And the body frame, the frame of the car itself, which is like the spine and the backbone of of the car, right? So there are other explanations to this is the body is the skin, which you have to wash and clean and wipe and all that good stuff. And then you have to do your oil changes, remove bad oil, which is like excretion, you put the oil, you put the gas, and the car digests or burns. And digestion in the human body is a form of combustion process, but that's by the way. And it burns the oil, it burns the gas, and it goes away in different other forms than it came into the car. For the oil, it goes away pretty much in the same form. You drain it when it's bad, as excreta, and then you put new one, right? So it's very similar to the human body system, but I digress. So the oil, the engine air filter. Manufacturers would recommend that you change your engine, but I vehemently disagree with that because manufacturers are tricky. They give you recommendations that will make your car last either as long as the brand new warranty would last, which is like 70 to 100,000 miles, and then the car starts having big issues and they'll start recouping their money. Manufacturers make more money from services and repairs and parts than they make from the actual sale of that specific individual car. So they give you recommendations that will just keep the car alive and healthy within the warranty, so they don't spend so much within the warranty fixing or servicing your car. After that warranty, they expect things to start breaking and for you to start spending the big bucks in repairs and maintenance. So if you're a smart person, and mechanics that are humane and compassionate would advise you to cut the manufacturer recommendation into half. So if they say every 6 months, do it every 3 months. If they say every 10,000 miles, do it every 5,000 miles. If they say every 20,000 miles, like German cars, I think BMW also would recommend you do oil change 20,000 miles, which is ridiculous. You don't hurt a car by doing oil change. You can even do oil change every 1,000 miles if you can afford it. It doesn't hurt the car. What hurts the car is if you stretch it too long, okay? So 20,000 miles sounds crazy to me. For a car that is focused on performance and luxury, is a lot of burden on the engine. In fact, they should even be doing their oil change every 3,000 to 4,000 miles. But for some reason, they said 20,000. Most other cars, manufacturers would say 10,000 miles. For my car, they would recommend 10,000 miles, but I do my oil change every 5,000 miles. In fact, the last oil change I did was 4,600 miles before I did it. Now, the engine air filter, and of course, whenever you change your oil, you should change your oil filter at the same time. But the engine and cabin air filters, they recommend for you to do them every 15 to 20,000 miles. It is my choice to do them every 10,000 miles. So my air filter is good. I put a brand new one, the last oil change I did at the dealership. So now I'm just going to check it, not necessarily change it, but to see how it's doing. And that would give me a clear indication of whether to maintain the principle of 10,000 miles before change or whether I need to shorten the 10,000 miles, but I'm not going to lengthen it. So this is very easy to open. Usually I would need to use a screwdriver and open this and open that, release this, but I don't need to disconnect these from this bay. So all I need to do is to unclip this 1 and 2. And that's it usually. Boom. The filter is right there. So I'm going to bring it out and see how it is doing. See how clean or dirty it is. All right, come on. Come on, big boy. Okay. And that's our engine air filter. It looks pretty good. There is no debris in there. Looks good. So nothing is falling out of it. No pebbles, no huge speckles. So I'm not concerned. So I'll do this every 10,000 miles. Let's look into that space here. Looks pretty neat. So no stones, nothing. No rat died inside there. So I'm not concerned. I'll just keep doing this every 10,000 miles and I'm good. Okay, and that's it. Really, that's it. So it's very important, like I said, whatever they tell you to do it 50% earlier. If they tell you a specific thousands of miles before you do something, split that into 2. My transmission fluid, if they say do it at so 1,000 miles, I'll do it half of the time. And that's what I choose to do. It looks like, oh, you're spending more money. No, I am not. I'm saving tons of money because if I don't take care of this car, the engine especially, and something breaks, it's going to cost me thousands to fix. And that would be like tens and tens of oil changes that I could have done. So I'm not taking any chances. Unless something very rapid and catastrophic happens, this car will last a very long time. It will last as long as I want to keep it. And so far I've learned how to do oil change, oil filter change, cabin air filter change. The one in there, I put it myself. And it will be due for change at the same time with the engine air filter. That I also know how to change. What else do I know? There are things that I don't need to do now, but I've learned how to do them. Like if the power lift gate stops working, I know to go in here and check I don't know what the names are, the terminal. Yeah, that is responsible. I know the terminal that is responsible for that, and I can remove it and check if it needs to be changed. And there are other ways to troubleshoot that as well. I can remove the negative terminal of this battery, leave the car for 5 minutes, put it back and try again. Or I can check the hydraulic system, the mechanical hydraulic system of the power lift gate, and see if it needs greasing, and pretty much that would fix it. If I have a panoramic sunroof, if the drains are clogged and water starts, draining into the cabin, I know how to unclog that. In fact, I have a tool for that. It's here, sealed, unopened. I even bought 3. See, both for my car and my wife's car. She has not a panoramic, but she has a sunroof, but it's not panoramic. It's just for the front seats. Mine is for the whole front and back seats. So I have more drains than her, so I need to be more on the lookout than her in that area. I've also figured out how to do oil change on her car. This is a Lexus RX. I know the oil she uses. She uses OW20, which is a thinner oil than my car uses. So for her, I might even be doing oil changes for her every 3,500 miles because the oil is thinner. So also, different, mechanics have different arguments about why you should take care of the engine air filter. Like I said, it's pretty much the respiratory system of the car. This is like the nose and this is like the nostrils. I've mentioned that before. I don't want to overflog it. But debris and pebbles and objects can clog that. And either of two things can happen. Your engine can suck it in, especially if you have a turbo engine like this car. This is a 2.7 liter turbo engine. Puts out 335 horsepower. And this engine can suck in the debris, some mechanics say. Other than that, the debris alone and clogging the engine air filter can actually reduce your gas mileage. So it can make your engine burn more fuel than it should. So taking care of this also saves you money on gas. Interestingly, I found out. So yeah, when this car is before it's due for the transmission fluid change, I would have figured out how to do it. I saw where to drain it under the engine, under the car. So, and all I have to do is replace it. It looks good. This is the color it should have, this orange color or whatever. I know how to check my oil gauge. The car is very modern. I can see my oil life, the percentage on my dashboard in the car or on the car app, So it's currently 100% because I just changed the oil yesterday. The more I drive, it will start dropping. And when it gets to... So I found out from my last oil change that it came down to 49% after 4,600 miles. Remember, they recommend for you to change it after 10,000 miles. So that is graduated for 10,000 miles. So but I don't have to wait until my oil life is 0. It means I'm running on dead oil. My engine is struggling to leave. So whenever I see 50% there, I compare it to my mileage. If it's like around 4,500 to 5,000 miles, I'll go ahead and change my oil. I know how to do that now. I don't have to pay for that. I don't need to take it in. I can literally change my oil in 10 minutes by myself. So, hey, that one checks. I will also try and learn how to do, things like brake pads. Those ones are it would take a longer time and more energy. But hey, I'm down for it. So I'll learn that as well. And I'm not doing this just to save money. Yes, I'm saving money, but it's not just to save money, but it's just to understand your car. Nobody can, if you know how to take care of your car, no one can take care of it better than you do, because it is your property. So, and that's what I would like to do. Take care of these things by myself, exactly how I want to take care of them, or exactly how I would take care of them. When you take your car in, out here, I don't know about other places. When you take your car into a dealership for maintenance, you don't even see what they're doing until they're done with your car and they bring it out. So you don't know whether the person did it with diligence or they just did it anyhow, because there are so many cars, they don't have any attachments to you or your car. So they'll just take care of it just like every other car they have lining up for service. So they have no reason really to do it with some compassion. So, but if you know how to do it, then you do it a perfect way. So yeah, that's it so far. I don't know if you guys. I also know how to do wiper blade change. I ordered those from Amazon. The brand that I really like, and then I changed them myself. I changed those ones on my wife's car as well. Of course, to change the wiper fluid to refill, because you don't change them, you just refill, because you splash them on the screen and on the windscreen and they're gone. So it's right here. That's the reservoir. There's a can here. That's the remainder of the last one I bought. I filled both cars. So that checks as well. So I can order those by myself, refill them by myself. I don't have to pay anybody to do these things for me. I also know how to change the battery, of course. So whenever this battery dies, I can just order the battery or drive into the store, pick it up, and put it back by myself. I have tools here, These two boxes are full of tools that I can use. And there are so many things that those tools can open here. So, yeah. But there are things that I don't know. I'm not even particularly interested in knowing, because I'm not a mechanic. Like the engine, if the engine has any catastrophic problem, it's not my call. I'll take it in. But that would be a repair, because that's like the car breaking, right? But these things are maintenance. All these things are maintenance, not repairs. Even if the battery dies and I'm changing it, it's not a repair, it's a maintenance. So if all these fluids, brake pads, all those things are not repairs, they are maintenance. But if there is need for a repair, then I'll take this car in. That's when I will, take it in. So there you go. I don't know if anyone has learned anything from this conversation or not, but I hope I haven't wasted your time. Well, thanks, and enjoy the rest of your day.